If you're scared of falls or you've fallen in the past, there is one thing that you can do that can prevent falls in the future and help you feel safer on your feet. And in today's video, I'm going to show you what that one thing is and how to do it easily at home. If you don't know who I am, my name is Will Harlow and I'm the Over-Fifties specialist physio here at HT Physio in Farnham. And today we're going to be talking about how to build a special skill to help you never fear falling again and to prevent falls around the home and out in the street. So falls are really common, and what's even more common than falls is a fear of falling, which can be debilitating to people over the age of 65. Thankfully, I've worked with people who've fallen many times, and a lot of the time we can improve their stability and balance so that they don't even fear falling in the future and they avoid falls as well. So I'm going to show you exactly what to do to achieve that goal today. But before I show you the exercises, I just need to let you know that these are not going to be suitable for everyone. Make sure you get checked out by your doctor before you give them a try. And if they cause you any pain or discomfort, then just avoid them. Anyway, let's have a look at the exercises now. So one of the big reasons that people fear falling is not necessarily because they're unstable on their feet, but it's because they know they wouldn't be able to correct themselves if they were to trip. So I'm not sure if that's something you've experienced, but many of the people I see are terrified of falling because they know if they're slightly off balance, they can't correct themselves. They haven't got the reactions or the strength to prevent that fall. So they might be very, very stable, but if they happen to trip, they're going over because they can't stop themselves. Now I've got two stories to tell you. The first is about me, and the second is about one of my patients that I saw the other day. So today I was setting up my camera gear in here, and as part of the gear we've got a big light with a cord, and I was rushing around putting everything out. I plugged the cord in, I turned around and I tripped over the cord. Now I tripped on it and immediately this leg was able to come through and stop me from falling. So nothing happened. I didn't fall over, I wasn't scared, everything was totally fine. It just reminded me that I shouldn't rush so much. Now contrast that to one of my patients who was rushing around in her bedroom at home. She had left her hairdryer plugged in. She turned around like this. She tripped and she couldn't stop herself. So she fell. She landed on her side. Thank God she didn't break anything, but she caused her back to go into spasm. And she's been suffering with that back problem for over 4 months now. So big difference in the outcome just because I was able to correct myself and she wasn't. Now, I have got age on my side, obviously, so I've got better reactions and probably better strength as well. But there's no reason why you as well can't train yourself to be able to catch yourself if you trip and to prevent a fall. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to give you 2 techniques that are going to help you to prevent a fall if you were to trip. All you need to do is practice these regularly at home, and they could just save your hip or your wrist or another part of your body. Let's have a look at the tips now. So the first exercise we're going to do, and this is the one that saved me from falling, is the loss of balance lunge. And this is a great exercise to help you feel more confident on your feet because you know you'll be safer and you won't fall if you trip. So basically what happens when we start to lose our balance or when we trip is our legs are stopped from moving. So our upper body is moving with momentum and our legs aren't coming with it. And that means if we don't suddenly move our leg to correct ourselves, we are going to fall over. So this exercise is all about using those leg muscles very quickly to prevent a fall. So this is how it looks. You're going to stand with your feet close together, and what you're going to do is you're purposefully going to start to tip forward, and just before you fall, you're going to put that leg out. So again, feet together, start to tip to one side and forward, and then the leg goes out. So it looks kind of silly, but what we're doing here is practicing exactly what happens when we are to correct ourselves from falling after a trip. You can do it directly out to the side and step out like that. You can do it going forward and see how long you can leave it before you need to put your foot out. Obviously make sure you're safe before you give this a try. So start off very lightly, so just a slight loss of balance and then a step out if you're just getting started. So again to the side, slight loss and step out. You don't have to get right close to the floor to make this effective, just a slight movement. But what we're trying to focus on here is the speed of the movement that this leg does. We want this to be as fast as possible. So you're going to fall to one side, and then look how quickly that leg moved out to the side. It was almost like I was making a sudden movement, because that's exactly what you need to do to catch yourself. Let me show you on the other side. So I'm going to fall over this way and then stop myself with my left. Good. And then out to the side and stop myself like this, falling over in front and to the side and stop myself. Make sure you're looking at the ground when you do this, just to give yourself the confidence of where the ground is. A harder version would be to not be looking at the ground as you fall. So as I'm doing now, like that. And again, we're going to fall over to the side like this and stop myself. You can play around with that, going in different directions. You can do 5 on your right, 5 on your left. It's going to feel like a silly exercise, but it might just save you from falling the next time you trip, and you have to bring your leg through very quickly. So give that a try at home. Do it regularly, little and often. Make sure you're safe. Definitely do it in a carpeted area, and that should help you to prevent falls in the future. So we've spoken about using our legs to help to prevent a fall, but sometimes we're lucky enough to be able to use our arms as well. And I've had many people who have fallen, they haven't been able to get their leg out in time, and because they didn't have any upper body strength, they fell very hard and they hit their head on the floor. Now contrast that with someone who does have some decent upper body strength. They can often take away 50% of the power of the fall using their arms, so they don't suffer an injury to their head. That can sometimes be the difference between life and death. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on your arm strength to prevent you from falling. So for this, we need a wall, and what we're going to do is we're going to stand facing the wall like this, and the movement is very similar. We're just going to fall towards the wall, and then you're going to put your arms out and stop you, and then push yourself back up. Okay, so again, we're going to fall, arms out, and stop. So we're doing this nice and safely. So the worst that's going to happen here is we might just fall into the wall there, but that shouldn't cause much problem. And we're doing it close enough to the wall so that we haven't got that much momentum to stop. Definitely start close to the wall before you experiment with going a bit further away from it. And you can see here that you can try and leave it quite late to put your arms out. So I'm going to go there and stop myself. I wouldn't recommend doing that to begin with, but that just shows you how, as you get more confident, you can do more. And if you want to make it more difficult, you walk a bit further away from the wall. Remember that that contraction there is going to have to be harder to stop you. But this is a great way to practice those quick reactions and what we call that eccentric muscle contraction of the arms to prevent you from going into the wall. Remember, we want to keep a nice soft elbow, so we want that elbow to bend to almost cushion the landing. And we can keep repeating up to about 10 times, several times a day. And if you do both of those things, that's going to help you be safer with your legs and also safer up here as a backup, just in case. So that's my strategy to help you prevent fear of fallings and to stop falls in the future. I hope you found this video helpful and useful. If you have, do drop a comment below and let me know, because I always read them and they do really help us to improve these videos as well. So thank you if you take the time to do that. And if you want to get more from me, you can pick up a copy of my book on Amazon. It's called Thriving Beyond 50. You can find it using the link below, and it's got loads more exercises and advice to help you prevent falls inside. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your time, and I'll speak to you on the next one.